Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates. Today I wanted to talk about something that I find very interesting: shotguns in Star Wars Battlefront. Currently in this game we have one shotgun, or shock blaster to be more specific, which is the CA-87. I really love this weapon, and lately I've been starting to use it more and more because it's quite challenging but can be very good if you use it well. And we also have some other types of shotgun-ish weapons in the game, such as the scatter gun, which isn't really a shotgun but it has the same effect. You can kill someone on short range with one shot. And I wanted to talk a little bit about how the shotgun works in this game and how I hope they could implement it for the next one. Something I've talked about previously is the fact that I don't really like a lot of the one-shot weapons in this game, and I hope that in the next game they will have less weapons that you can just one-shot enemies with, such as the scatter gun. The CA-87 is a little bit different because, first of all, it doesn't one-shot every time, far from every time, but if you use it cleverly and only shoot people at close range and combine it with things like Berserker, you can get one-shots quite often. So it isn't like a scatter gun or a pulse cannon that's pretty much a guaranteed one-shot every time. And the second important thing to note, which is the most important thing to be honest, is the fact that I switch out my main blaster for the CA-87, meaning that I don't stand a chance at long range unless I have something like the pulse cannon, and I completely change my playstyle whenever I use the CA-87, especially if it's on a large map such as Walker Assault and Supremacy. But the problem with Scattergun is that you can slap it on any loadout and just pull it up and one-shot anyone at short range, even if your main blaster is mostly used for long range, and that's what makes it so overpowered and just all around kind of annoying. So I'm really hoping that for the next game they will implement some type of main shotgun blaster that will replace your main weapon, meaning that you need to completely adapt your playstyle and it's not just something you can slap on any loadout. And I think balance wise the CA-87 is a fairly good example because it overheats very quickly, so you need to be quite accurate to actually kill someone, and again you don't stand a chance at long range, which is another balance point that I think is very important. Many other shooters, just H1Z1 to take an example, allows you to have a shotgun as a secondary weapon and with no cooldown either, so it's even worse than the scatter gun, and that's something that makes the close quarters combat quite annoying, because if everyone can have that, well, then all close quarters combat is going to be the same, everyone running around with shotguns. So that's why I think the shotguns should be limited to the main blaster spot, so that you can't just put it on any loadout like I mentioned earlier. I think the old Battlefront games also had some good solutions for this, where the main blaster was a shotgun, but then you had a secondary pistol you could switch to so that you actually had some range, but that pistol was still a lot less powerful than main blasters. So it gave you a chance for long range, you could at least damage the enemy, and if you were really skillful you could also beat them, but you had nowhere near the firepower on long range that you would have had if you picked another class. So somewhere in between there is where the sweet spot for a shotgun will be. I wouldn't mind having different types of shotguns in the game. A lot of games have one slow fire rate shotgun, which is similar to the CA-87, but they also have one with a very fast fire rate, but that won't one-shot you the same way as the other shotgun does. So you have different choices to how you want to use your shotgun. And we still don't know if the next game will have classes, if it's gonna be free like right now, but I really hope that they will evolve the close quarters combat in the next game and allow for some cool choices other than just standard fire rate blasters like we mostly have in this game, except for the CA-87. But that brings this video to an end. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think about shotguns in Star Wars Battlefront, and if you want them to be in the next game or not at all. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.